And we are damn back in the 2023 year, man. What is up, everybody? What is up? I know Kreative NoTice been gone for a long time. We've been out, man. We've been out working on some new things, getting ready for the 2023 year. Everybody's been on pretty much vacation, relaxing, and then doing big things. But, you know, college football is here. Big time things going on. Georgia comes back from there. Down 100, do a big magical comeback in big time games. Michigan gets, I'm not going to say embarrassed. That was still a good game against TCU. So congratulations to the Horned Frogs. USC.
Ooh.
USC spun us another thing. This is typical Lincoln Riley. And we got more to cover. And Bobby, how you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. Happy New Year to everybody. And, man, we are looking for a very, very, very blessed and prosperous year. So we got to start the new year off right. So appreciate everybody supporting, through last year. And hopefully we can gain some more support 2023.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this. And first topic we're going to come off with is the Damar Hamlin injury. Young man. In our prayers, I see a lot of big donations to his foundation that he actually started. But that one right there is a very scary one, man. I think in this situation, it's not about football anymore. This is right here comes down to a human life. However you want to view things, clearly Skip Bayless has no care of human life, but this right here is a human life. This is not about football. It's not playing painful sports. The young man couldn't breathe. Not even couldn't breathe. He just wasn't breathing. He was, out for a long time, man. But keep the young man in your prayers. Hopefully he can, come back from this, and hopefully, he actually comes out of whatever he's in. Hopefully, whoever's in there with him can pull him out and bring him out of that realm and get him back to reality and get him back to this earth. Because definitely he had, did a big impact since the injury to the starting safety that he's been filling in for. So, Bob, you got anything to take?
Yeah. I didn't. So when you guys sent that in the group chat, I think Jeff sent it. I didn't realize. I just saw the tweet. I didn't realize it was Skip Bayless. I just read it. I'm like, oh wow, Skip that said this. But I'm not surprised. He's a sports junkie, and he does this for his own team. I mean, he's a diehard Cowboys fan, but he spits them up and chew them out. One year he loves them, and then it doesn't matter, I remember he was so high on Dak Prescott, and then, first he was so high, his boy Tony Romo, and then when Dak was threatening to take his job, it turned into something else. So he's like that with, that's just who he is. Is it right? No. I believe that, like you said, he's a human, and when things like this happen, it's bigger than football. And the amount of just former NFL players, current NFL players that came out and spoke about it, and said that basically, hey man, when I was out there, I never, obviously on the back of our helmet, there's a disclosure, death, basically that this can result in a death. And I just ignored it because I felt invincible. I'm out there. I've never seen it happen like this. It's never happened to anybody else. Why would it happen to me? At the very worst, I'll be taken on a stretcher somewhere, but I'll recover.
Yeah.
So this impacted the whole NFL community huge because, he was, man, he had no pulse. Literally, he died on the field, and he had to be back about to life by CPR. So shout out to those medical professionals that are and getting your CPR. Getting CPR certified it's something that all of us should have and should get. It's very easy to do. Because you just never know when it could be somebody in your own family that can something like this can happen to, and they need CPR. And if you don't know how to do it, you could have saved somebody's life or a citizen, somebody. Mm-hmm. So, but no, and I obviously don't agree with Skip Bayless's take, and that's just inhumane. What I think happened is, I think he thought that, and I hate people like this, I do, and. He's one of those, I'm just trying to stand on my opinion, and he stood on it again today because I think his co-host, Shannon Sharp,
yeah, he
didn't even show up yesterday. He showed up today, and He didn't really confirm why, but he basically, but his actions confirm why he didn't show up yesterday. You can read the tea leaves, but they kind of had a verbal sparring in the beginning, basically just saying, "Hey, look, man, I don't think that was your tweet was very insensitive," and and he doubled down on it. It was like, "Oh, I still stand on it," and that's the people I hate. It's hey, if you, because what I think initially happened, I think he saw somebody went down, and he was like, "Okay, we can get him, put him on a stretcher," because people get injured all the time.
Yeah.
Put him on a stretcher, get him on out of here, resume the game. So he's thinking purely from an NFL fan perspective, as opposed to that's somebody's son. I mean, he has a father, he has a mom, cousins. I don't know if he has any kids, but people that love and care about him. So, because if that was my son out there, I damn for sure would not want to see that tweet.
Yeah.
But nah, man, my prayers are with him, and I'm glad that I commend the NFL and the NFLPA for working together swiftly on it and deciding that they was going to cancel. It was always going to be canceled. It was just a matter of just putting the things in place that to cancel the game. And it was nice to see that all the NFL players come together, because the NFL at the end of the day it's a competitive, brutal sport, but it's a brotherhood, because it's an elite set of people that play that game, and it's only, but I don't know the exact number of the all 32 teams as far as how many players on each team. I could do the math real quick, but it's a special fraternity. They compete against each other to win the ultimate prize, but at the end of the day, it's a special fraternity for them, and for them to rally like that, and it shows you that it's when it comes to stuff like that, it's bigger than just football. We should be able to put our differences to the side and help one another out. So. But no, definitely keep him, family in our prayers, and I'm glad he's recovering. I think he's still in critical condition. I think he's still unconscious, but he does have at least a heartbeat. But this is a sad story. But it makes you wonder. Hey man, like life is short, man. And just gotta live life to the fullest. And life is very short, man. But he's young, 24. Super young. So, but yeah, man. Again, that's all. I continue to say the same thing. My thoughts and my prayers are with him and his family.
Yeah, and like I agree with you, man. If anybody play, football, definitely will understand. Definitely understand where you're coming from. Like, I mean, you and I both played it, and we know what it's like. You get out there playing. It's a physical sport. I mean, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna hit somebody. Somebody's gonna get ran over. You might just have a non-contact injury when you're running and tear ACL. Everything happens in this sport because it's such a brutal sport on the body, the muscle, and that's why there's all this recovery and training and more ways to prevent injuries. That's why they put so much money into it, because it's a sport that everybody loves to watch and loves to play. But when you see something like this happen, where you see the hit and you see the young man stand up and you see him just collapse, and then next thing you know, they're still out there for another 30, 45 to an hour, trying to revive the young man, revive the young man and bring him back to life with some oxygen flowing, to the point, where he's still considering critical condition. This is just a situation where, like I said, it's not about the sport anymore. And, all right, Skip Bayless saw it and think, all right, how we all think, because I was guilty of it myself. Like when I saw it happen, I was thinking, all right, we bounce back up, looking for a thumb up, or, he shake, waving the hands and this and that. And, and everybody's, patting him on the back, on the shoulder, and, and then the game will go on. But the situation changed once you start seeing the emotions on the field from both sides of the field, when everybody's kind of like hey, he's not moving.
Yeah.
He's not getting oxygen. Hey, why are they doing CPR? Or, it changes. It's different. Yeah. So for the NFL, to call the game, and they get it rescheduled. They just got to find some time slots and find out what game is. It's going to be some frustration. It's going to be like, all right, well, this game isn't important no more. Yeah. This is the game that's important. This and that. So the game will get back played. The Bills and the Bengals will be able to play. They'll get it back because you still got to play off. And like you said, Skip Bayless saw it and he made his tweet thinking that he'll bounce back up. But the fact that he feels as if he doesn't need to take it down, like you said, that right there just lets you know where he is. He's just one of those, he just likes the sport so much. It's all right. Okay, let's get it going. I'm not taking it down. I know what I said.
Yep.
And yes, it might offend some people, but I said what I said. All right. Well, if he stands like that, stand like that. Is Skip Bayless going to get fired from his job? No. That's not happening. It's not happening because
he knows that.
Yeah, he knows it. So it's not happening. And if Shannon Sharp wants to leave, trust me, they can find somebody else to replace Shannon Sharp. So, but back to the most important thing, prayers to the young man, Damar Hamlin, speedy recovery. Most High is going to hold you dear and near and keep you protected as you make your way back to us. But let's go ahead and keep it rolling. Let's get into some of this college football. So which one would you like to start off with? Would you like to start off with the big game versus Georgia versus Ohio State? We got the TCU, Arkansas. Matter of fact, let's start off with your Michigan Wolverines.
The Michigan and the Horned Frogs. The Horned Frogs. Yeah. Jesus Christ. But hey, Texas Christian University, right? But
I blame Harbaugh. I blame Harbaugh for that.
Yeah, I do too.
Be honest with you, I don't think that team was prepared. I think they were prepared to come play the sport and play the game. I don't think they were prepared technique-wise, schematically. I don't think they were prepared to keep, playing the sport. I don't think they were prepared in a way where this game is technically our last game of the season. So if we want to keep going, we need to play like we want to keep going. Because, look at your stats. Max Duggan, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Let me go back to there.
It's just, watching that game, man, I just, straight off the back of the first quarter, they go for, and this is just stupid. They go for a fake field goal in the first quarter. Yeah. Like, you don't have to. It wasn't like they were down detriment. It wasn't like they were getting their doors blown off in the first quarter. It was still a game, and they decided to go for it, and not just go for it like line up in a, like a formation. What they want to do, they want to do 3 wide or 2 backs, or however they want to do it. They would just line up like a field goal and try to fake it. For what? It's the first quarter. I think it still had 10 minutes left in the game in the first quarter. It was just stupid. It was desperate. It was just Jim Harbaugh and I will say the refs did cost that refs terrible this year, but Jim Harbaugh and his coaching staff did not get those young men ready to come play.
Yeah, I just the fact that they made that call, it just lets me know that they didn't take the TCU team serious. Nope. And they was just looking ahead to play Georgia because everybody, because most people had Georgia, even though it was a great game. We'll get to that next, but they was looking ahead to get to Georgia because, I think what hurt Michigan is them being off for 2 weeks? 2 weeks they was off, right?
A whole month.
Yeah, that the momentum slows down. Their last game of the season was with who they play?
Purdue.
Who they play? Who was the last game? Purdue. Yeah, Purdue. So I think that hurt. I think his Jim Harbaugh, as all head coaches do, and all players, have egos. But Jim Harbaugh, why he works in college, because he is still stuck in his mind that he can still play quarterback, and that's why he works. And kids, young kids, they love it. You go to NFL with that, they're gonna be like, man, I got bills to pay. I got a family. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to hear your stories. I don't got time for your world stories. Like, what are you doing for me now?
Yeah.
So I agree. He didn't have the kids prepared. It's you could tell they didn't take him seriously. TCU's been playing well all year. I think we talked about it earlier, where TCU has been, they're battle tested. It was almost like Michigan didn't even look up film on them. It's like, look, that matters. Like, you can pull. They're 13-1, and a lot of the games they won were close. So that means that they don't flinch under pressure.
No.
So
they got a lot of grit.
And they don't. Yeah, they're coming off of. And this is the dangerous part. they are coming off the loss in their bowl, which they should have won.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, first of all, they're looking to get back, so to me, Michigan in this game had all the things to lose, which they did lose, but all the things to prove to me, because TCU was on the quote unquote underdogs, but they lost what game they should have won. So, but no, they were severely underprepared. Didn't take them seriously. I've been taking TCU serious all year. Even though I've had Michigan number 2 earlier than what they should have been, but TCU's been balling all year, man. And it's really no standouts on their team. Max Dugan's been a standout, but not. I get the last couple of weeks he hasn't really been playing all well. Like, even look at the stat line right here. QBR is respectable, 75.7. 2 interceptions.
Yeah, but look at the yards.
Yeah, 225. His average is, again, it's really no standout. This is just a team that you just got to respect, because they're not going to go down without a fight. You got to put them away.
Yeah.
So, but hey, we deserve to lose that game, man. They didn't take TCU serious, and this is what happens.
Yeah. And big shout out to TCU. For this to be Sonny Dykes' first year as a head coach for that program, and to do what he's done first year with that program, it's a big testament to what he's done. You got to give it, and also give it, big shout out to the prior head coach. I forgot his name, but the prior head coaches, built that roster. But TCU did a lot, man. You got to give it to them. I mean, what TCU did to Michigan is good, because Michigan had plenty of times. Michigan had plenty of times to win this game. Had plenty of times. Now, I will say that the refs did get a lot of calls wrong. One, Michigan should have went ahead and went for that field goal, got those 3 points early instead of fake. That call, that first touchdown they brought back. All right, he caught it, landed, but he didn't have full control until he landed into the goal, until he got into the goal, past the goal line. So that was a touchdown. So that's 7 points that was wiped off. So if you add those 10 points to this right here, Michigan wins handily. There's just easy 2 touchdowns. Yes, the targeting. Was that a targeting? Yeah, he led with his crown. He led with his crown of his helmet, and he hit him in the back with his helmet. It's a targeting, but it still never really mattered, because even in that fourth quarter, and the game was down, the clock was ticking down to 3 minutes, and TCU had the ball and they were running it. The clock kept ticking. Harbaugh did nothing to stop the clock. He didn't call timeout. He didn't call timeout till it was like a minute left in the game.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, yes, the referees didn't help. Neither did your head coach. Your head coach didn't help as well. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's already got his mindset he's going to the NFL, or he was just so frustrated with some of the missed calls by the refs, because the refs were just terrible between this game and your Georgia and Ohio State game. We'll get to that. But the refs were just terrible all around in this game. But, like I said, Michigan had plenty of time to win this game. They had all the time in the world to win this game. They did. They just, they got away from their run game too fast. Like, scroll down and see Donovan Edwards' rushing yards.
Yeah, he didn't even have any touchdowns, but he had...
119 yards. They should have just 23 carries. He should have at least 30, 31 carries. Just run the ball. He's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. J.J. McCarthy, 52 yards. And that was him doing scrambles. Just stick with your bread and butter. They got away from what they do. They got away from their identity too fast, too soon.
And this is why I know that John Harbaugh lost this game. He lost the game for these boys, because all year long. Now, JJ had his breakout game. Well, he's been let me not say been balling, but let's just say he's been, what Jeff say, bus driving. Let's just say that. Because it's not like he's had off the chart numbers all year, but he had his breakout game when he played Ohio State. Yardage wise. But let's go back up and look at the attempts. This is not 34 attempts. That is not JJ. That's not him. That wasn't him all year. And again, Jim Harbaugh, he's the quarterback whisperer. They hire him for the offensive genius. He played quarterback. He knows it all. Like you said, they went away from what their team identity. When Blake Corn was in there, he was a monster. And then Donovan Everett picked up the slack, and then he became a monster. So this stat, you just look at the stat line alone. He lost the game plan was wrong from the jump. I mean, because usually this stat line right here with him, it would be maybe he'll complete 10 of 15, or maybe 15 out of 18. Like he'll barely reach 20 sometimes. But then you go to the rushing, everybody's getting touchdowns. Everybody has a rush. No names have touchdowns. Well, let me not say no name, but you got people third and fourth depth chart, getting touchdown because their strength was in their running game. And even this game, I mean, for him to still get, this 23 number should be like 40 attempts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be a high 30, easy high 30. They got away from their identity way too fast. And once they got away from their identity, that had a trickle down effect on the defense, where it put the defense in a position where that's not how the defense plays. The defense doesn't play to get you back in the game. Because like you said, J.J. McCarthy, he hasn't been asked to put the team on his back. But when you watch that game, he did a scramble that wasn't even a scramble play. He just did it. So, you're asking somebody to do something that in officially his first year of starting. This is J.J. McCarthy first year of starting for Michigan Wolverines. He earned, he was that, intertwining back and forth all last year with, K. McNamara, got the nod for the starting job, and, here he is. So, will Michigan be back? It depends, and we'll talk about it later, but it depends on Jim Harbaugh if he's staying with Michigan or not. And, and if he does leave, if Jim does leave, who will replace him? But I think Michigan got away from the identity because, like go to TCU, so you can just see the difference between what TCU did and what Michigan did. You can get a good understanding, because if Michigan would have stuck with their identity, see, look at Max Duggan, 14 of 29. But TCU's identity is rushing the ball with Max Duggan, 15 carries, 57 yards. The Kendry Miller, he had 8 carries with 57 yards. So if he didn't have that knee injury, look what was going on. And hell, the backup running back, 17 carries, 150 yards with 8. He's averaging, 8.8 average of rushing attempts. So this is TCU's identity. Yes, granted, Max Duggan had the interception, but if you look at what TCU did all season long, it was their run game. That was their bread and butter, and Michigan should have stuck with their run. They should have stuck with their identity. What got you there is you have an offensive line that won the best offensive line in the country 2 years in a row. For you to get away from the identity, you panicked. They panicked way too fast. They hit the panic button, panic, and they would slam on that thing. And Jim Harbaugh just didn't know what to do. He couldn't call timeouts fast enough. He's, it's.
This reminds me of which it benefited us because how the Patriots won the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, where the quarterback is obviously the leader of the team, and you want to win games with your arm as opposed to old school running. And again, a guy like Jim Harbaugh and JJ, JJ, he really loves JJ, really loves him, invested a lot of time into him, and really, his success is, JJ's success is Jim Harbaugh's success and vice versa. So if I could put my stamp on this game and show everybody that I can win with a quarterback that can throw, which everybody had a lot of doubts in the beginning of the year, which it was proven because he wasn't throwing a lot. We're gonna change our game plan up, and then we're just gonna throw the ball instead of just sticking to who we are. So, but we should have won this game. But Jim Harbaugh lost that one, and hey man, TCU moving on to play Georgia, man. It's gonna be it's still gonna be good. It's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I know a lot of people. TCU is not no slack. They're not no pushover. Nah. If you're gonna push them over, you need to push them off the bridge, and I mean push them. Don't let them grab on nothing to hold on. You need to just push them where they got no way to grab on nothing, and let them free fall. Because TCU is a team that's, I mean, like you said, Bobby, all year long they've been down by 20 points, come back to fight. This and that. Right. They keep fighting. They don't stop fighting. This is a team that if you're gonna kill them, cut the head off, kick the head down the road, do everything you do to make sure there's no life left. That's who TCU is. And that's where they are. So, congrats to TCU. for pulling off because a big what everybody considers an upset.
It is.
I think a bigger upset is the USC versus Tulane, and we'll get into that. That's really going to be. I'm gonna tear Lincoln Riley a new one.
Yeah.
But congratulations to TCU, Michigan. I'm saying Michigan is the team to watch out for next year. But like I said, I still feel as if Michigan is still going to come down between. It's going to be a 3-headed race. Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. It's going to be a 3-man race.
Yeah,
that's what I see with that.
Yeah, it looks like the committee got it right though. They got the 4 teams in there, and both games were thrillers.
Man.
They got it right. I say looks like they got it right.
Yeah. All right. Who. Them dogs. Let's go ahead and get into them dogs. Let's get into them dogs, man. Let's get into them dogs. Hey, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous.
I bet.
Nervous. I wasn't gonna say nervous. I was like, what? Like, hey, before we go into further to the game, CJ Stroud, he just solidified himself as the number 1 pick.
You think so?
You didn't see the way that man balled out.
I mean, I'm looking at the stat line. It's very impressive.
Look, that man, he put that team on his back.
Yeah, look at that, 348.
That man, if they had another CJ Stroud on that defensive side, Ohio State would have won this game. And I know what everybody's saying, Ohio State won the game. The refs cheated. It's a 4-quarter game, and you still need defenses to win the game, and you still have to finish out. You got 4 quarters of 15 minutes in each quarter. You got to finish out.
Yeah.
This game, Ohio State did their thing. I got to give it to them on both sides of the field, offense and defense. Now, again, here's a refereeing issue going into this game. I think both games had refereeing issues on both ends of the game because people – was saying, oh, Georgia had a targeting. That was not a targeting. That was a shoulder tackle. If you never played football, shut up. I don't want to hear what you got to say. Hush your mouth. That was a shoulder tackle, a forearm tackle. He did not lean with the crown of his helmet. Targeting is lean with targeting straight with the crown of the helmet. He did none of that. He turned his body, leaned with the forearm, shoulder, and hit him with it. He didn't even hit the man in the head. They hit shoulder to shoulder. It was a clean hit, and it wasn't even a catch. He dropped the ball before the hit even happened. So I don't want to hear it. But the refs, man, in this game, like everybody's saying the refs did this and they gave it to Georgia. And there was holding calls in this game. You seen defensive linemen getting tackled on the ground by Ohio State offensive line. There was holding calls in this game. There was all type of stuff. False starts on both sides of the field. It was just, I mean, hell, that fake punt that Ohio State tried to run, they had 12 personnels on the field. And they still didn't get the flag for that. So Ohio State still got away with something.
Yeah.
Even though Kirby Smart called a timeout, you got 12 people on the field.
Yeah.
From my understanding, it's 11 men on the field. It's 22.
Yeah.
Not 23, but hey, I'm just a fan. But look, CJ Stroud, you got to give it to him. CJ Stroud did his thing. Marvin Harrison Jr., he should win the best. I know Jalen Hyatt won the best wide receiver in the country this year. And that's just because of that style of offense, which is a pancake offense. This is just, a couple of plays and everybody, you either go route or curl route or a sprint down the field. It's only a few schemes they're only going to do.
You said pancake offense?
It's a pancake offense. It's a pretty mediocre offense. It's a design as a spread, but they don't have any designs with Tennessee's offense. It's pretty easy. It's either you're going to go curl routes, go routes, or slant routes. It's either that. That's all they're going to do. And it just depends on the matchup. It's all about matchup with their offense rather than with Ohio State. There's some design to it. You're going to have some crossing routes. You're going to have some curl routes that go in between the crossing routes. So if you have a slant, you're going to have a tight end go up. You might just have a corner slot play a curl route with a tight end play a slant. It changes up everything. It makes the mismatches even complicated. So, but CJ Stroud did his thing. He balled out. And if he's not the first round pick next year, if he decides to go, because I don't know if he's even made an announcement if he's coming out or not. Mm-hmm. But if he's not the first one off the board, he needs to be the first quarterback taken off the board.
Yeah.
He played lights out. He played
Yeah.
lights out. If I put it this way, if Ohio State had this type of CJ Stroud all season long, Ohio State would be a legitimate serious threat.
Oh yeah. No, if he played like this against Michigan, we probably would have lost for sure.
You would have got your doors blown off.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you got, and you know, Marvin Harrison Jr., man, you know, he's coming back next year. He's gonna be nasty.
Where's he at? There
He
he is. Yeah, man. Look at that.
Before he got injured, 106 yards with five receptions.
I'm saying, if Marvin didn't go down, I don't think the outcome would have been different.
I agree. I agree.
Balling.
Look, Ohio State got so many 5-star recruits on their field, it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's like, Marvin Harris go down, Emeka Egbuka and Julian Fleming step up. Emeka Egbuka, let me get his name right. Emeka Egbuka, 112 yards.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, look at Marvin's average. He was averaging 21.2 yards.
But you know why? Because that man kept the game. He kept the play alive. Most receivers stopped.
Yeah.
He kept running when CJ, because everybody's saying how Georgia defense Georgia still was getting pressure on CJ Stroud. They just couldn't wrap him up. And he kept the thing alive. Yeah. You know, so because Georgia changed their defense up. It was a defense where they literally bend. They just didn't break. Yeah. They almost broke. If I put it to you this way, if Ohio State would have got that first down on that fake field goal, if Kirby Smart didn't call that timeout, that probably would have broke the defense back. That probably would have broke it. Because Georgia bent. They just didn't break. It's a bend, don't break type defense. And
yeah. Well, they've been like that all year.
Yeah, it's a bend, don't break.
I think I said that a couple of weeks ago, or when we did last.
You're not gonna have a game where your defense dominates every time.
Yeah,
you're just not. Yeah, you got to live in a reality. Your defense is not gonna. You're going to come across these elite players. It just happens, man. You're going to either have an elite lockdown corner or you're going to have an elite burner. Marvin Harrison was the elite burner.
Yeah,
for Ohio State, he is going to be nasty next year. Michigan is going to have their hands full. So whoever's going to be the quarterback, if CJ Stroud leaves, whoever the quarterback should be just drooling from the mouth, because you got Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Julian Fleming coming back.
Ooh. Look at Georgia. Look at your boys.
And look, here's another. You got to, you know what?
Yeah.
You got to give it to Stetson Bennett.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
You got to give it to Stetson. You know what? I'm very critical of Stetson Bennett, because the one thing about this game when I was watching, man, is that he stopped playing within the system and started trying to do things like put the team on his back. And you don't have to when you got all this talent around you. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like he doesn't have a lot of talent around him. He has all the talent he needs on defense and offense. He doesn't have to go out there and try to, save the day. And sometimes Stetson Bennett does that. He gets to, all right, I know it's double coverage, but let me see if I can needle it through. Well, no, Stetson, you don't have to. He already has a hard time throwing a deep ball. He underthrows it every single time. So the last thing you need to be doing is trying to thread it in a double coverage. So if you got a hard time throwing a deep ball and it's always underthrown, last thing you need to be doing is throwing in double coverage. And Stetson Bennett does it. But, he's critical of himself. He knows that he didn't play well. Stetson Bennett didn't play well. I feel as if Georgia's defense stepped up when the time was needed. Because remember, they sacked CJ Stroud 4 times.
Wow.
So the line was no more different. His line is no more different than CJ Stroud's. Stetson Bennett's 23 for 34, 398, 11 touchdowns on 1 interception. CJ Stroud is like the same thing.
Yeah, the line's not too much off.
Much off. So, just Stetson Bennett had that one stupid interception. Imagine if Stetson Bennett would have connected with that wheel route.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling how this game would have turned out. And then Georgia's bread and butter, they run game. Georgia didn't get away from their identity. Stetson Bennett just sometimes played out of their system.
Mm-hmm.
But hell, nobody gives Georgia their praise for that 2-minute drive down the field. Man, them folks had 2 minutes left on the clock. And they drove down the field and got a touchdown to take the lead.
Oof.
Now, granted, the kicker and everybody, I feel bad for that kicker. But I feel as if that kick was either a bad snap or a bad hold. because it was just too far left.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I agree with you though with the Georgia. Like I said, with Georgia, the whole bend don't break. It's they're just a put together football team, man. Like, ooh, I mean, how many 5-star recruits they have on their team?
Too many.
Like for real.
But this is what happens when you have two elite teams play against each other.
Yeah,
because Ohio State's the same way.
Yeah,
they got elite players on both sides of the field, on both ends on defense and offense. They have it. It's just somebody had to come down and make the least amount of mistakes, and Georgia ended up having the least amount of mistakes, and they capitalized on having the least amount of mistakes. And that's just all it was. Even receiving. Aaron Smith, 129 yards. Brock Bowers, 64. Kenny McIntosh, 56. And see, this is the big difference. The ball got spread around with more receivers.
Yeah.
Because we just had more receivers. You had Brock Bowers, Aaron, Kenny McIntosh, Donnie Mitchell, Kears Jackson, Marcus Brown. Everybody was catching balls. Slow down. Everybody was catching the football. Everybody was getting the bread and the butter. Everybody was having fun with this one. So, it's just, I just think Georgia, I didn't know who was going to win this game. I really thought Georgia was going to lose. I really thought they were going to lose until I saw the way they was marching down that field and started, getting some momentum. I just knew it. And I just think that Ohio State defense isn't the same as Georgia's defense. Ohio State they don't have the same defense. If Ohio State could match Georgia's defense, Ohio State most likely would have won this game.
Yeah, because Ohio State's defense will break. We saw that against Michigan.
They break. They break.
And when they lost, who else they lost to Tennessee, right?
No. Who, Ohio State? No, they played Tennessee. No, they just only two losses they got is
Michigan the first loss. That's right.
Yeah, only one they got is Michigan and Ohio. Michigan and Georgia.
Bulldogs. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I wasn't I was just glad Georgia won. Because I was like, man, there's no way we're going to lose like this. I mean, but they came back and they fought, and the defense held up like they were supposed to. Held them to a field goal. The defense held Ohio State to I want to say 2 field goals that needed. When Georgia held them to the field goal, that's when I knew the game was in reach.
Well,
and don't break.
I wanted to see Michigan and UGA go at it again. So your Bulldogs held up there in the bargain, and my damn Wolverines, we at home watching. We're gonna be watching the damn game. So, but I guess next year,
Michigan could have won.
I guess we'll see it next year because Bulldog. Hey, for damn sure, the Bulldogs gonna be back. They gonna be back for the next 5 years. Like they going. This is, you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. They're gonna be like the Patriots dynasty. Like for real. Like if they keep recruiting the way they recruit, and if Kirby stay intact with how he's trying to build his team, they're gonna be like the Patriots, man. They're gonna be in contention every year. They're gonna be either 1 or 2. So that's it, either 1 or 2. They will never be 3, never.
We'll see. I think me. I really feel like it depends on if he can hold on to that coaching staff.
I know, yeah. That's what I was saying. That's what I mean. If he keep everybody together and keep this, and I should have said coaching staff, but I'm just talking about keep this. What I meant to say is keep the system in place. Yeah. Because this, to me, with the Bulldogs, it's another team to me. Like, and this is why I think TCU is dangerous. I really do. TCU is dangerous against you guys because the same with the Bulldogs. I know you guys got a lot of 5-star recruits, but nobody stands out. There's not a lot of standouts to me.
Yeah.
Like look at this. This was spread around. So, but it's just everybody is just that damn good. Yeah. So, but it's not it's not one person that stands out. So, to me, it's the system. And if he keeps the system up and he keeps filtering these kids in like this and keeping the coaching staff and everybody's different ambitions and people move on and he can't keep everybody, So we know things are going to change, but I think even if it like 1 or 2 coaches leave, you tweak a little 1, 2, 3 step here, man. Bulldogs, this is going to be a start of not start, but it could be a dynasty. I'm not, they might. I'm not saying they're going to win every year, but they're going to be in contention. They're going to be like the Warriors, like for real. Warriors, Patriots, they're going to be respected. That long drought. What is it? 46 years when y'all won last year, or 45,
40,
whatever it was.
42.
42. So
Mm-hmm.
hey, the turnover is now, man. Y'all waited 40 some years for it. So.
Yeah. I don't see like, you and I talked about this. I've told you, I see Kirby Smart winning 4 to 5 championships before he stops.
How long was his deal? 10 years.
10 years. So he
okay.
got 10.
Let me ask you this: if I'm the athletic director, because they signed him, right? The athletic director signs him. So if I'm signing you to a 10-year deal, how many championships would you expect Kirby Smart to win in that 10-year deal? What's because they talked about it. Like, okay, look, we're gonna give you this money, but we're going to expect a certain amount of championships with this money.
Yeah.
How many? What's reasonable for you?
Me, it's at least 4 to 5.
4 to 5. Okay.
4 to 5. 4 to 5. Now,
I agree.
I can see Kirby going more because see, Kirby is no more different than Nick Saban. He likes winning and he wants those championships.
Yeah.
That's what Kirby Smarts want. Like they said, they want numbers on the wall. They don't care how they get it. They just want them damn numbers on their wall. They want championships, and that's what they want. It's the same thing with, like you said, New England Patriots. New England Patriots, every year, they find a way to continue to win or to be in contention to win it.
Yeah.
And that's all, but that's just all big time. That's great leadership, and that right there is a system that's established. Like Kirby Smart has a system, like you said, that's put in place at Georgia where both sides, and this is the thing I keep trying to tell people. Yes, it's good that you can put up all these numbers and these wide receivers putting all those numbers. It's good that Marvin Harrison did that, but that still was not enough for them to win. You have to be good on both sides of the pigskin. You cannot be just dominant on offense or just dominant in the run game, or you just elite in defense, but you have nothing to offer on the opposite side of the ball. You have to be good across the line of scrimmage. You have to be. Nobody's asking for somebody to be elite. Like the kids that Kirby Smart has, yes, they're 5-star, but hell, Adonai Mitchell, he got the game-winning touchdown. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got overlooked because of the 2020 season due to COVID. His ratings got overlooked. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Same thing with Brock Bowers. It's just I just really feel as if you look at what Georgia did, and it's no knock on Ohio State, if you really watch that game, Georgia never quit. They didn't stop fighting. They kept going. Even when they made mistakes, even though when Keely Ringo is considered his top draft pick because of his measurements and and everything he has, he got embarrassed on a lot because he started panicking. But then he got back to his roots. But he got burned by Marvin Harrison Jr. Who hasn't Marvin Harrison Jr. embarrassed? Name a wide receiver that he didn't embarrass. This man caught a pass and kept one leg in.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is Marvin Harrison Jr. So Marvin Harrison Jr. could do that to any team. He's just that good.
And again, the reason why, another point, kind of what you said kind of sparked it, but another reason why I compared him to the Patriots, because the one thing the Patriots were really good at is, again, finding players per position and not going off the name. He's a big name, he can help us, but it doesn't make sense for you to have 2 right tackles that do the same thing. They could both be 100. They could both be rated 90, but if that right tackle can't do both left and right, it's really pointless. It's wasted money on the books. Yeah. And I think Kirby Smart is a lot like that with how Bill Belichick is and how Nick Saban is, and they're very detail oriented to the T. They're not looking at your overall. They're looking at what you could bring to the position. And then once you're in that position, they're going to work the dog crap out of you to be, well, let me not work you out, but they're going to bring out the best full potential out of you in that position to the point where you are an expert at that position.
Yeah. They're going
and it doesn't matter who.
Development. Yeah, the development.
It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a 3-star recruit, 1-star recruit, 5-star recruit. When it comes in games like this, that means all that work that you put in from game 1 until now, you're going to matter because, we've been developing you, your season. We put you in position to to not only win, but we put you in these positions because we know that the situation might come up and you're going to know how to react to it. So that's what I see in Kirby Smart. This is what I've seen this year in Kirby Smart and me fully paying attention this year of college football. And that's why I say, that's why I wanted to play the Bulldogs. But, I just, again, man, I don't see the Bulldogs slowing down because it's Georgia. Like it's like you guys say, the SEC it's a powerhouse. It's number one. Everybody's going to want to go to Georgia. So the recruiting for it, the name now, because the way he's built his system, it does it for itself. He doesn't have to go out there and do all the maybe for certain ones, but he doesn't have to do everything because he has now put the work in, and the system is allowing the recruiting. It's like it's set on automation now. It really is, So, but nah, man, your Bulldogs, they're in a really good place, regardless if they win or lose this game.
Yeah,
playing against TCU, they're always for the next 5 years. They're going to be like Alabama was. They're going to be expected to go, and they're probably going to be expected to win.
Yeah. And, also I want to touch on, so, one thing I was talking to somebody at my job, and they was talking about, well, if Marvin Harrison didn't get injured, this and that. Well, everybody's dealing with this. Everybody's dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
Our number one pass rusher, Nolan Smith, out for the season.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Our tight end went down in this game. We put in another tight end.
Yeah.
It's all about, this is why I say this is where it comes into depth. Depth plays a role.
Depth and development.
Depth and development. Like we lost Chaz Chambliss. He got injured. Yeah. He was out. We put in another 5-star recruit.
Yeah.
It's just, I just really think that in this game, and then when this game happened, it has to be all about depth. And it was. It turned out to be a game about depth. It came out to be who had made the least amount of mistakes. Yeah. And how the game turned out. Like who's going to have the ball in the fourth quarter with the least amount of time left? Who's going to make the biggest jump? Now, granted, Ohio State had it. He just missed a kick, and I still feel like that was either a bad snap or a bad hold. Something happened because he's been clutch. He was a transfer in from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So he's been clutch. So it wasn't nothing bad on Ohio State. This right here was a good game. Anybody could have won this game. Anybody could have won this game. It wasn't like the TCU versus Michigan, where Michigan's supposed to win it. Michigan was supposed to win that game.
Yeah.
They squandered that away. But I think we done covered that game good enough. But kudos is going to be a good one. Georgia versus TCU. Let's go. Let's do this USC. What's up, Jeff? Let's do this USC versus Tulane.
What's going on, guys?
What's up,
Bubba? So this TCU versus Tulane is, man, Lincoln Riley does it again. Yeah, he does it again. Man.
Go ahead, man. Get in. You said at the beginning he's going to rip him a new one. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, Lincoln Riley, man, it's the same thing he's done at Oklahoma. It's the same thing that he's doing at USC. He's a great offensive mind. I give Lincoln Riley that. But that's it. He never has defense. It's just exceptional and magnificent offense. He has a very talented, very high talented quarterback and Caleb Williams, and the results is the same after the same after the same. Like they lose in their Pac-12 championship to Utah, and then they lose in a game where they was up by 14 in the fourth quarter with maybe less than 10 minutes left on the clock, and they still squandered that away. So, Lincoln Riley, I don't know what he needs to do. He needs to really, go back to the drawing board and really look at what he's been doing and really try to figure out, is what he's doing working? Because he needs a defense. He needs a defense. What you think, Jeff?
It was a close game. But the defense definitely got to be a presence in the game. If you expect USC to be a dominant force, defense is present, you're going to have these close games like this, and, it's going to benefit somebody being other than them becoming a victor if you're not going to use the defense.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what USC going to do. Shout out to Tulane, man. The Green Wave, they did their thing, man.
They showed up.
They showed up in the fourth quarter. They showed up. Lost Bobby. But they showed up in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter, man. But I really feel as if, I don't know what Lincoln Riley's going to be able to do. I don't know if what he's doing now is going to be a big difference going into next year because he still needs defense. You know what I mean? You still need something
Yeah,
that's going to
definitely.
keep. You still going to need. I mean, like I said, man, you got to play the ball. You got to play the game on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. You just can't do it with one side. All that trying
Yeah,
to put up
definitely agree
1,000
with that.
points. Yeah, I think a lot of teams and a lot of offensive coordinators now and head coaches are getting to the point. Well, let's just hang up 60 and we should win. No, like if you don't have no defense, then you're gonna just be in a shootout, and then it's gonna come down to who's gonna not break. And if you don't have a good defense, but you got a good
Yep.
offense, but the
And
other
all
team
it
has
takes
a
is
good,
one possession.
yeah, all it takes one possession, and boom, the game is switched. So, now granted, this was just year one of USC. I think the Trojans will be back. They still got Caleb Williams, the Heisman winner, so they'll be back. It's just that I don't know if we're going to get the same
Yeah, I
results
agree.
because you got Oregon that's doing that did very well over there. Washington had a good season in their first year. Utah went back to the Rose Bowl again. I don't think they're going to be the same Utah because they're losing a lot of pieces. But still, man, Lincoln Riley needs to figure something out.
But overall, I think overall next year they're going to be a force. Yeah, especially with Caleb Williams coming back. They need to rely on the recruiting, but besides that, they got majority of their pieces coming back. So I think they definitely going to be in a playoff competition.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. But for the Green Wave, man, congratulations to him, man. I think for what they did for this year and to have the year that they had, especially from the past two seasons, only winning 2 games, led the past 2 seasons to go 10-2 this year. I mean, to go not 10-2, but to have a big turnaround from what they did, that's a big testament. Tulane is, really trying to make some change. Now, I really think if Tulane uses this and builds off this, Tulane can start really making some noise in the group of 5, like how Cincinnati did, last year. So Tulane can make a big difference coming in next year. They can make some moves next year. It just depends on, how they do in the transfer portal. Tulane's one of the schools that really need the transfer portal rather than like your USC's, your Michigans, your Ohio State's, your Alabamas. They don't need the transfer portal as much. They can actually go through the high school rankings and develop in that range and then build off that. But, it's going to be, very interesting to see how things turn out, for Tulane. But for USC, man, Lincoln Riley, like I said, man, I watched that game, man, and a lot of talent. That quarterback that Lincoln Riley has, it's just wasting. You know what I'm saying? He's letting it squander away, which he needs to, figure that. He needs to figure that out real quick. So I don't know what he needs to figure that out because he has a talented quarterback that he's just letting slip away. Like Caleb Williams is nasty. When Caleb comes out next year, he's going to be a top quarterback pick. He's going to be a top quarterback pick. It's just about who's going to pick him up. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. So let's cover some Deion Sanders. Let's really look into some Deion Sanders. Let me ask you this question, Jeff. How do you feel about Deion Sanders in his first year?
They actually definitely gonna be a force to be reckoned with, especially coming out the Pac-12. They don't really have much competition with it. And then you gotta understand that everybody that's entering the transfer portal, they already commit to him. He already has several 4-star players. He have a few 5-star recruits too as well. Then he already bringing his boys that's coming from Jackson State, Travis Hunter and Shador. You got, and then now Shiloh's coming too. So you got to understand, like, what he's doing right now. He's going to actually make Colorado a threat again. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, year one I can say, oh, we're going to automatically put in a playoff conversation, but I think they're going to be in the Pac-12 championship.
In year one.
Year one. Guaranteed.
So you're saying for them to be in the Pac-12, because the Pac-12 doesn't do a conference. They don't do divisions in their conference. It's just the best two teams in that conference. So
And,
you're
I mean,
saying
not-
that
it's not much.
you're saying they're gonna beat USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington, or Ute. Those are the five that's in there right now. That's the top five in that Pac-12.
It's going to come down between USC and Colorado.
No.
I'm telling you, man. You're going to be surprised.
I won't be surprised. No, they won't be in the Pac-12 championship. They'll be number 4 in their conference. I can see that happening.
That low. No.
Number 4 is pretty high.
No, you gotta understand the players that's committing already over there. You know what I'm saying? These guys are top tier talent. They are already on transfer. They got a few guys from Alabama. They got a few guys that's from other organizations.
Yeah, but but you're acting like the other schools that they play against don't have that talent as well. You're acting like USC just didn't get big commitments from 2 top receivers. You're acting like Oregon just didn't get commitments from 2 top defensive backs. Like everybody.
Oregon is pretenders, bro. Yeah, but Oregon is pretenders, bro. I mean, they play when they want to play. That's just truth be told. Are they in the conversation right now?
Yes.
Did they win the Pac-12 championship? Was they in the Pac-12 championship?
No.
My
it was
point
year
exactly.
one.
So I mean,
no. Okay. Whoa. Oregon had 1 year. This was Dan Lanning's first year with Oregon. First year with Oregon.
Let me tell you something. I can guarantee you. I won't say year one, but I can tell you year 2. Colorado was going to definitely be in the playoff competition, and they're going to be
in year 2 in the playoffs.
A known threat
in the playoffs.
Definitely. Playoffs, guaranteed.
Boy.
We talking about Coach Prime, man.
Look.
He's already changing the dynamic.
Man, look.
what we got? Sorry,
he's saying that he's saying that Colorado are going to win the Pac-12 championship in year 1.
Year 1? Right.
Year 1. So they're going to beat either USC
they don't have much. They don't have much.
Wow.
I mean, listen, man. This is Coach Prime, bro.
Even with him being Coach Prime, he's
already changing the dynamic. What?
Yeah, I look. It's not too far fetched though. I mean, it's not like it's off. I mean,
I'm telling you, them boys are not going to.
Think about what I'm saying, bro. No,
I'm telling you, they're not.
Listen, before you write it off, look at what he's doing already. He's changing the dynamic over there in Colorado, and it's only been a few weeks.
Look, I understand what he's doing because he's going to the transfer portal. The transfer portal is good when you're trying to fill in somebody to fill a spot. The transfer portal is really designed to fill in a spot. It's good to go in there if you need to fill in that one little spot where you don't need somebody just to come and take over that spot.
But you need to fill a depth. This is where you can confuse that though. He's not filling just one spot. That's several spots being filled in across the board.
So you're saying that Colorado. Let me ask you this. Is Colorado going to beat TCU in game 1?
I don't know about that, bro. TCU's in the championship right now.
All right. Are they going to beat Nebraska year 1?
Oh, yeah. They'll beat Nebraska.
They'll beat a Big Ten team.
Yeah, they'll beat Nebraska.
Okay.
Nebraska didn't show us nothing this year.
All right. So you say they'll beat Nebraska. I give them this. They'll beat Colorado State. They'll beat Arizona State. And they'll beat Arizona. I give them that. Is Colorado going to beat Oregon State?
Yeah, I can see Colorado beat Oregon State.
I give them Stanford. Can you see Colorado beating USC?
Okay, here we go.
Yes, I can.
What I'm looking for. This
You
one
can see Colorado beating USC, the same USC that was in the playoffs this year. I mean, not in the playoffs, but that was in the New Year's Six Bowl this year.
In the bowl game, yeah, they just lost to Tulane.
Tulane would dust Colorado.
Listen, bro, this is where you're not understanding.
Man,
He's already added pieces.
Those pieces are not elite pieces.
My God. They're not high quality pieces, bro.
I said elite. There's a difference between elite.
They're not elite. So Travis Hunter's not elite.
Okay, that's one guy.
No, that's one guy. But
that's one guy.
Let's pull up the recruiting already that's already committed.
That's what I'm trying to
pull up the recruiting.
That's what I'm trying to
because
find.
This is what you not feel to realize. They already got a 4-star running back over there that was playing in Alabama. He's already transferring over there.
He was a 4-star running back. He was a 4-star running back out of Alabama. What was his? Was he a first string, second string, third string, or practice squad?
I mean, he was getting ready to start. He was going to get ready to start this year.
Oh my God, bro!
He was getting ready to start. It was his starting year, but he's transferring. He was set to start.
You know why he's transferring? Did you see those 2 5-stars that Alabama just picked up in the recruiting? Bobby, go to the 24/7. Go to 24/7 Sports.
Let's look for Colorado recruit first.
That's what I'm telling him. Go to 24/7 Sports. I'm about to show you. If he jumped in transfer portal, that's because Alabama just picked up those 2 5-star recruits.
That's not why he.
As
soon as Coach Prime went to Colorado, this man just left.
Boy, look, I like Deion Sanders. I do. I really like him a lot. I'm happy for him.
All right,
I think, and trust me, I agree. I think he's going to do a big impact.
That said LSU was the greatest college football team of all time.
Adrian, where you go?
Just go to well, you ain't gonna just go to NCAA. Go over to the other side right there. Go to you don't have like
yeah. If I'm just looking for the recruits that came in. Just a list.
For Colorado, you just got to look for the
you look for Colorado.
That's basketball.
But what's the transfer portal?
Oh, there you go. FBREC.
Where? Left, right?
Left.
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. There it is.
Yeah, team. Go to team. Yeah.
Commitments. Yeah.
No, go to teams. No, go back up and go to teams.
Go to teams right there.
Go to teams ranking.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you go right there.
Then go to Pac-12. I'm about to show you something. Go to the Pac-12.
All right.
Now scroll all the way till we find Colorado. Click on Colorado. No, go back up.
Right here.
Yeah.
18 commits. Oh, okay. There we go. There it is. So these are the commits.
Jeff, man.
This is commitments from high school, or this is a commit?
Okay,
that's
look, they got the option. They got the option for the transfer portal. Go up.
Yeah.
Go back up to the top.
It's right there. Right there. It's coming up. Yeah, transfer's right here.
Right there. Tavion Beasley, a 3-star recruit from Jackson State. Hold on, no, go back down. Oh, no. Let's start back to the top. Jeremiah Brown. No, where is he at? Leonard Payne, a 2-star. Jeremiah Brown, 3-star. Alejandro Mata, he got to be a kicker. Yes.
Yeah, he's a kicker.
Yeah. All right, I'm not gonna do him like that. scroll up. I'm not gonna do him like that. I ain't gonna bash the man like that. Like I'm just saying, Travis Hunter. That's one man. That's one man.
Keep going, bro.
You're. That's what I'm saying. Benta Bentley came from Clemson. This man was like the second, third string on Clemson roster. I'm telling you, look, man, I agree with everybody. Colorado's going to be good in 2 to 3 years. This isn't a group of 5 team, a HBCU team that the talent is something similar. This is different. This is a group. This is a Power 5 team playing in a Power 5 league. Look, back out, go back to the Pac-12, and then look at what Oregon and look at what USC picked up in there. Scroll up. Oregon, look at that, 28 commits. They all high schools. Click on them. 2 5-stars. Man, I'm telling you, man, look, all I'm telling you is that scroll all the way up. Keep going until you go to the transfer portal. Keep going all the way down until you go to the transfer portal. The list is extremely long. Look at that. Look, all I'm trying to tell you. Look at the difference. Look at the difference, man. I'm telling you, Colorado. Look at it. Just like you say, Deion Sanders got the 2 kids from Alabama. So did Oregon, and they were former 4 and 5-star recruits. These are former 5-star recruits, man.
You think it's gonna translate in the field because Oregon State trash?
I said Oregon is trash, man. God damn, bro, I swear.
Look at their record.
What?
Look at their record.
Well, they only lost 3 games.
So that's not trash?
They lost to Georgia, man.
Oh, one. You talking about? They got 3 losses.
Man, Jeff, man, they lost to Georgia.
Georgia's the only guy they lost to? It's 3 losses.
I'm about to pull it up right now. I'm about to pull up their record. I'm about to pull up their whole season up right now. The only 3 losses they got, they lost to Georgia. Let me see if I can find the other one. And then they lost to Washington by 3 points. And then they lost to Oregon State by 4 points. Their rival. And then they beat North Carolina in their bowl game. They only lost 3 games, Jeff. And their biggest loss was to Georgia, who's in the national championship. Like, come on, man. I'm telling you, man, Colorado's going to be good in 2 or 3 years, man. They are not winning the Pac-12 championship, man. Look at USC. These guys got 3 5-star recruits, man. I'm just telling you, boy. I didn't even hear nothing what he said, but
he just basically knows he lost the argument. So he just
that's what I'm saying, man.
You made your point.
Look, I agree. Like, I agree. Deion Sanders I say this, Deion Sanders gonna do good in his first year.
But I stand by what I said, bro. Year 2, they will be in the playoff conversation.
Man. Them boys will not be in the playoffs.
I can guarantee it. You heard it first.
Jeff, I'm telling you, they're not going to be in the playoffs, man. It's different.
Year 2.
Jeff, I'm telling you, this is big boy league, man. This is different. The money grows different, and then the talent is different.
Prime.
I believe in Coach Prime, too, but he's not going to the playoffs in year 2.
Yes, he will, bro.
Coach Prime will be in the NFL before he goes to the playoffs.
No, he's not going to be in the NFL, bro. He's in the college. He's going to do right by these kids, man. He's going to be in the playoffs.
You sure?
Guaranteed.
Man.
He is prime time. You go where the money go, baby.
Man. Coach Prime live for a reason, man.
He's going to the NFL.
Colorado
just a step stool.
I believe this is his stepping stone to the NFL. But I think by year 3, it's going to be conversations where he's going to go to the NFL.
No, I say year 5.
No, year 3.
Year 3, they'll make the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, year 2, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be in the Pac-12 championship, and it's guaranteed they can possibly win it all.
Man, I mean, you would think you got a shrine of this man in your closet. God, dog, buddy.
I believe in Coach Prime.
Man, I believe. Look, I like Coach Prime too, but I'm just taking out the bias here, and I'm just being realistic.
Oh, it's not about being biased, man. I believe in Coach Prime,
buddy. Like, Jeff, man, I applaud you a lot, man. But I'm telling you, everybody's all hyped up because what he did in the transfer portal. Everybody's in the transfer portal.
It's not about, man. I'm just looking at the intangibles of what he's going to bring for that football team.
Look, man. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think Shedeur Sanders is going to be? I could see Shedeur Sanders being a topic in a conversation for a Heisman. I can see it.
You can see that?
Yeah, I can see it. It's no more different. It's no more different than Drake Mays.
I really think that. I mean, I think Shedeur's going. I think he really got to practice now because for one thing, he's going against top tier talent now.
Yeah, but you got all that faith in Coach Prime.
I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? But he's got to go against that top tier talent. That means he got to up his game up. That means he got to do his film study. He got to do the rounds that take him to be great. and we're going to see if it's going to translate on the field. Because I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's good, but I don't think he's,
I agree with you. He's not elite talent. He's not like scare you out. He's not
one
the type
two-star
that
top talent.
Yeah.
But let's not get it twisted. Cam Newton came from the similar background when he did from the JUCO to then he went to Florida.
But Cam Newton was sought out. He was very sought out when he came out of high school. He was very highly recruited than Shedeur Sanders was.
I get that, but what happened is what happened to his? Why did he take him to go to work? Why I took him to go to play JUCO ball?
He got kicked out of the program. I forgot what all happened, but he wasn't allowed to. He got kicked out, so that's why he went to a JUCO school.
He didn't get kicked. He went. Did he go to Florida first? Then he got kicked out.
Yeah, he went to Florida first. He committed to Florida, and I forgot something happened. And
he got kicked out because I know he was the backup quarterback to Tim Tebow.
Yeah. So something I don't know the whole story. I can't remember the whole story because it's been so long.
Because I know he went to the JUCO and then he committed to Auburn again.
Yeah, and then he took Auburn in his first year.
I think the same similar story could happen for him, but I just think that he definitely got to get bigger though.
I agree with you on that. He got to pack on the weight, but I don't see him having the same story as Cam Newton. The times was just completely different. And that style of offense that they played at Auburn with Cam Newton just took everybody by surprise, and nobody could stop it. There was nobody could. With Gene Chedget, I forgot how to pronounce his name, but the coach at the time for Auburn, the type of offense that he had played with that type of defense, it's just kind of hard to see that being played now because it'll get shut down too early, too quickly. Because you got the defensive lines is no more like if Cam Newton was just dominant at his time on that field. He was like a giant amongst kids.
Exactly. I say he'll build like a linebacker.
Yeah. So when he was out there running, I don't really see. I could see Shedeur Sanders having a good year in the Pac-12 just because of the talent level that's in the Pac-12 compared to like if Deion would have went to Auburn, it'd have been a very big challenge because SEC is different.
First of all, SEC, I told you, is the juggernaut of all juggernauts.
Hell, even if Deion Sanders went to the Big Ten, it still would have been a challenge.
No, not really.
Whoa, man, Jeff, you're crazy. You're
Coach Prime,
psycho.
Man. Coach Prime,
so you really think he would dominate the Big Ten?
Man, Coach Prime dominate everyone, man.
Man. Next topic.
That's how you end it, man.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's talk about the Jazz going to the playoffs, man. That's what we need to talk about. Woo! You know what I'm saying? While y'all teams going over there struggling, the Jazz about to be in the playoffs, baby. Oh, yeah.
Jeff, I want you to do something. No,
Jeff, nothing. Because you predicted, they're going to be like 3-14. You predicted, who rubbing his eyes, they're going to be like 2 games. Both y'all asses was wrong.
Jeff, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a question, Jeff.
I'm just saying, man, get the popcorn ready, man.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Are they in the playoffs right now? Are they in the playoffs
but it's going to happen. Saturday night is going to be the game. Right. Saturday night we win, we going to the playoffs.
Who y'all playing?
We're not worried about Joshua Dobbs.
Tennessee.
We're playing the Titans.
Oh, man, they got a good chance.
Jeff, can I ask you a question, Jeff?
Great chance, dog. So, hold on. Before I got to get this off because I owe Bobby this. So, go ahead and rub your eyes a little bit. So, you've been leaving Trevor Lawrence and all the Goldilocks jokes and shit, right? 4 games. Yeah. He was top 5 QBR the last 4 or 5 games. So, I just want you to give this man his props, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, don't do that. Don't do that.
He was the number 1 pick. He was the number 1 pick. He should have been doing that.
First of all, wait.
That's not impressive.
No. If NFL is about coaching, he had the wrong leadership around him. He had Urban Meyer doing Urban Meyer things, let him get fucked up in that situation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That shit don't happen. Urban Meyer think he could pull that college shit in the NFL. It doesn't translate like that. we all know that he was coaching damn near murderers over there in Florida Gators. So, you know, just saying, bro.
Damn, Jeff. Boy.
Yeah, nah.
Jeff be going off the ledge sometimes.
Keeping the beam, man. You know
I definitely give him his props, man. I definitely will. He's actually playing well, but you know, hey, that's how you should be playing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
I had to turn it up a notch for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because
I see.
I ain't hear nobody talk about the Jags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Jeff, you wasn't even talking about them neither.
Exactly. That's what nobody was.
I text.
Jeff.
Every Sunday I text y'all.
No, you didn't, Jeff. When y'all got embarrassed.
Not last 2 or 3 weeks now.
Okay,
busy, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, here you go. Jeff, well, you are the worst. You are the worst, bro.
I'm just gonna let you have your moment, man.
Because I mean, you know, he wasn't. Oh, Jags, this. You even had a low prediction for your team. I had
7-10,
bro. Jeff,
I did.
You didn't even have them making the playoffs.
I didn't have them making the playoffs, but guess what though?
They're gonna make it.
Change direction. We going to the playoffs, baby. I
really do hope they do. I'm really praying they do, because they don't, Jeff. Man. I want you to get on here, and I want you to show your face.
Yeah, you're going to see my face regardless, man.
Okay.
Either way, man, we have an upside. We getting your player and Calvin Ridley next year. I think it's going to be sky's the limit. You know what I mean?
My Patriots might sneak in the playoffs.
Yeah, man, y'all got. But man, I just, first of all, speaking of the Patriots, dog, I can't get down with Mac Jones, man.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm
man, he's a dirty ass player, man. That's a third time he done catch his ass with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
He's been doing that since.
Yeah, man. But see, that's the thing, though. He first you want to complain about the offense, but I don't know why he feel like he's relevant enough to complain about the offense, because he hasn't done anything to make himself stand out. The third string quarterback, what that guy named Zach Zappy?
Now you know, sir, they don't have any black. The only black quarterback we have over there was
Zach.
Cam.
Hey man, it slipped out. Zach, the Zappy guy.
Yeah, Billy Zappy.
Yeah, come on, bro. He outplayed him a few times this year. Yeah, I just don't get down with him, man.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I was year one. I was year two. I wasn't really high on him. So I think we're gonna have to go back to the draft board.
Yeah, man. First of all, I just thought he didn't look up to par. He looked like a guy that drink beer, and he came in and wanted to play football quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
But I also believe it's the coaching. I don't know how can you make a defensive coordinator the offensive coordinator, Matt Patricia. They're missing what's his name, Josh, because he's not a great head coach. I think he just needs to stick to OC. And
you mean defensive coordinator?
Josh McDaniels, yes, Josh McDaniels. So it's a lot going on in New England. It's not just Mac Jones. It's a lot of the coaching. I don't understand how you can do that. Between him and Joe Judge, they're running the offensive coordinator position. So I mean, that's why he's upset.
Matt Patricia just stick to defense. That's what he's good at.
Defense, but you got him calling the offense, and you never run the offense before. Your trademark is defense. So, and Bill Belichick's trademark is defense. So I mean, you got defensive minded. You got Joe Judge, even though he's the head coach, but his trademark was special teams when he was with the Patriots. So, there's no true shot call over there for the offense. So hell yeah, I'd be pissed off too. Now does he have like that? Like you said. That cachet to be going off like that? Probably not, but goddamn it, I'm an athlete. I'm a professional. And I'm going to say something, because it's basically...
I don't think he had to say something, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's the leader of the team. If anybody should, he should. Quarterbacks are the leader. So, I mean, somebody got to speak up.
That's the thing. If your leader lacks integrity, how can you take that leader serious?
Yeah. I'm not gonna argue with you with Matt because I'm just not a fan. And you know what's crazy? I've always been in the middle, but after this year, I'm like, I'm good. I've seen enough. I'm good.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I definitely agree that it's time for New England to actually look for another quarterback.
Yeah.
And speaking of quarterbacks for New England for next year, Jimmy G is available. I think that reunion should happen.
I want the Tom Brady reunion to happen.
That's not gonna happen.
That's what I'm waiting on.
No, that's not gonna happen. Tom is either gonna be, believe it or not, these are two teams that I think Tom gonna be at. And you heard it first. It's either gonna be the 49ers
I can see
or
that.
it's gonna be with the Jets.
No, shit. Can't go wrong with either.
Yeah, I can see both. I think he has a lot of options next year, to be honest with you.
Well, I don't think a lot of options because that window, believe it or not, is closing for Tom. I'm not saying Tom is trash because he have his games where he come out and he throws it, and he gun ho. I think now he's getting his swag back, which is scary because just like Sean Payton had a conversation today, people don't understand they're going to host a playoff game.
Yeah.
They're going to get either the Cowboys or someone else.
I think it was the Cowboys damn it, I forgot. It was right to my
It was somebody else.
Yeah.
But by them getting that particular teams, I believe that they're going to beat the Cowboys.
I can see that too.
And that's the thing that scares me. And when we come back to this same shit all the time, and I do not want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not prepared
to see Tom Brady.
To see Tom Brady excel in the playoffs, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, though, I'm tired of this same story, man. Yeah. First of all, it's time for a new chapter where we got new players and a new regimen where we can see different Super Bowl winners. I'm tired of seeing TB12. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? As great as he is, I just don't want to see it right now, man. I'm not prepared to see that again. I swear, if I see an inch of Tom Brady in the NFC Championship game, this shit is rigged, bro.
I'm gonna say this. The thing with the Buccaneers is this: that the offense has been slightly clicking towards the last couple of weeks.
Man, last two games.
So I mean, it's
horrible all year long.
All year, man. So is it enough to go on a hot run? It's football. I guess they can, but what I'm concerned about is that defense, man. I just don't trust the defense.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Their linebackers and their front four are solid though.
They are solid, but it's like
it's the secondary that this is problem.
That's the problem. And when we talk about bending or breaking, if you call the right plays, they break. So
man, they had Brock Purdy looking good.
Good, who is? First of all, I had to look at Brock Purdy again because of the Buccaneers. I'm like, who the hell is Brock Purdy? But they made him looking like
Mr. Irrelevant for the 49ers.
Yes, yeah. So but you know how it is, man. In the playoffs, everybody goes to 0, and it's one game to prove it, make it or break it. So the Buccaneers, they could definitely go on a run. They can go on a run.
That's the problem I'm having.
And you've seen Tom.
The Cowboys or the Giants.
Giants, yeah. So you've seen how Tom is in the last 2 minutes, man. Like he can't. The thing with Tom is I don't think he can't go 4 quarters no more. He needs a hell of a lot more support. But in them last 2 minutes, that motherfucker's flawless.
I give you that.
He's
a
flawless
champion, man.
Yeah, he really is. Like he's flawless. And
man, I'm not prepared for that, man.
Yeah, he don't let him get the ball back. If it's 2 minutes, even if you're down, just don't let him do what you gotta do not to get the ball back.
That's one thing that I'm not prepared to see again.
Now I'd be interested in seeing with the 49ers though. Because the
49ers is going to I really think that they got a good chance of going to the Super Bowl this year.
But what about Trey Lance?
Trey Lance is not playing.
No. I'm talking about, you said you can see Tom Brady going to the 49ers. What about Trey Lance?
They're going to trade him.
They're going to probably trade Trey Lance, man.
But for Tom Brady?
Not for Tom. Tom will be a free agent.
No. I know. I'm just saying, but I wouldn't do that because that's
they're going to try to keep him on the back burner because, I mean, let's be honest. Trey Lance is not ready. He's not as developed as Justin Fields is right now. You've seen Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence take that turn, like, okay, they can be solid.
Yeah. He's
not, even if it was, I know it was like game 1 or game 2 before he got hurt, but he didn't show anything to make himself feel relevant to the conversation to where, okay, we're going to stick to him and he's going to be our quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
And see, and then, this is my thing. This is where I come into where I feel as if that COVID year made a lot of quarterbacks look good, like Zach Wilson. It made him look so well at BYU.
Did he? Oh yes, yeah. You talking about college? Okay.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. And and then you see what he's doing at the Jets.
I'm glad you brought this up. Wait a minute. Zach Wilson ain't really getting noticed until damn the Columbine and the Pro Day. And this is where I was looking at this other day, and I was at another podcast. They like to throw quarterbacks into the conversation to make them relevant at the last minute because you got these other two quarterbacks that look better. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like they're gonna do this year, they just I forgot this guy they just talked about. This dude came out of nowhere. They talking about him in the draft conversation this year. We're gonna talk about it next.
You talking about CJ Stroud or
no? They enter him. They enter another quarterback who's quarterback for Kentucky.
Oh, Will Levis.
They talking about Will Levis like that.
Yeah. Because of his measurables.
You see what I'm saying?
It's talking about because of his measurables. Because he has the measurables. He's tall. He has this frame, the hand size. And you know why he got that? It's because of what he did last year. But last year he had more weapons. When you took him, when he lost those weapons.
But they're trying to add him into the conversation, man. When you trying to take away what C.J. Stroud been doing this year and Bryce Young.
Oh. C.J. Stroud solidified himself after that Georgia game.
Yeah, and Bryce Young. Bryce Young is
definitely It's either going to be C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young going to be the two first off the board.
I think C.J. Stroud going to the coach, though.
I can see that. I mean, hell, Nick Foles is laid down on the ground, and Matt Ryan, he's about to retire one day for the Falcons, so. Yeah, I can see that, but yeah, see, but that's my thing. Like like you said, like Trey Lance came from North Dakota, and that 2020 season, North Dakota didn't play but one game, and that one game they pretty much catered that one game to Trey Lance just to show him off for the pretty much for the NFL. They didn't cater that to nobody else. It was solely just for Trey Lance so he could show the NFL that he can play, but he wasn't ready because that year. 2020 was a year for North Dakota to play against Ohio State. So if you really want to know what North Dakota was made out of, you really got to see it when he played Ohio State. But when they didn't get to play it, so you never really know. So they played one game, and it was against somebody else, some school I've never heard of in my life, and he still didn't look good that year because a lot of the weapons that he had didn't even play neither. And then that one game, and that was it, and they didn't play nothing else that year.
And this is why I have a problem with the NFL draft, and then these analysts that actually go after looking and try to analyze quarterbacks. They did it with Kyle Bowler that year with Baltimore Ravens. Kyle Bowler down on his knee and threw 160-yard pass, and they thought it was the most amazing thing they ever seen in life. We all know and turned out what Kyle Bowler turned out to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. Like, to me personally, the pro days and the Columbine, that shit it should be dead.
Irrelevant. Yeah,
it's irrelevant, bro.
Yeah. You need to go based off tape. You need to use tape, solely tape and tape only.
Exactly. You start judging these players from their game field. I feel like the Columbine and all that other shit is not relevant, man.
It's just like and I'm a Georgia homer, but when Trayvon Walker went number 1 overall, I still thought that was a little bit too high. I don't see nothing wrong with him going in the first round, but to be the number 1 overall pick, like I've seen him play all year. Like he's good, but
he's not great.
He's not great, and he will be great the more he continues to play in the NFL. He was a good pickup for them to continue to work, build around him.
Exactly.
But he's very good. But he's not great yet. He's not at that upper echelon yet. He's going to get there because how he was in Georgia, he did good in 3 years. And in 1 year, he wasn't even a starter. So the last 2 years, boom, he took off. So he's good.
He was the reason why we picked him at number 1 is he's what we needed for that, the piece that we needed. We needed another edge rusher to pair up with Josh Allen.
Yeah, look what he's doing.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good things, but at the same time, I think I definitely agree. I don't think that he was number one, and you looked at that like he's number one.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just think I agree with you. I just and then we'll all our follows we'll do actually a breakdown of who we think should be number one and how we can see that draft going. But they definitely, like you say, Jeff, they need to go back to film. Use film because you get these guys coming into these combines and in these pro days. Yeah, they look good throwing the ball. They don't have pressure in their face. They don't have nothing to worry about. They can just stand back there comfortable as all get out. Same thing with the defensive linemen or cornerbacks. They don't have nothing to really worry about. All you're doing is asking them to catch the ball and run certain routes and do all these little stunts and moves and stuff like that. You get them out there in that field, we get some grass field with some gear on you. The ball game is different. You start running that with some gear, some pads, some helmets, getting somebody that's on you, touching you, you trying to be a defensive end coming around that corner. It's a little bit different. So that's my take. But, good show. You got anything, Bobby?
Nah. Did y'all, I was off for a minute. Do you talk about the Jim Harbaugh leaving?
Oh, yeah. Jim Harbaugh possible leaving Michigan. Do we think he's leaving?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
It's time. It's time.
It's time.
Well, there's already got reports he was flirting with Carolina.
Carolina and Denver. Denver already. Carolina's not. They're not. I think they're gonna bring back Steve Wilkes. I mean, I would bring him back. You know what I'm saying? He really changed the dynamic over there. He got rid of Robbie Anderson, and he kind of made that team and gelled it into his own. I think that he even got Sam Darnold playing, not seeing ghosts. So, so I think I would, if I was the GM, I would make Steve Wilkes the head coach. I believe that Oakland made a mistake in not giving the interim head coach the job last year. But he took them boys when who was the coach that was in Oakland? John Gruden, right? When John Gruden had that whole scrutiny situation that happened, the interim head coach came in and he really played coached those guys, and they really showed out for him. And here we go again. They're not in the playoff conversation, and possibly David Carr. Derek Carr. I'm sorry.
Derek. Yeah.
Talking about his brother. Not being a quarterback next year, which is crazy to me. But to hear that. But I think Jim Harbaugh. I think it's time. I think what he did for the Michigan program was excellent. You gotta understand, like, what he did. He made them relevant. TCU did surprise me in beating them because I did not have them beating them at all. Believe it or not, I thought Michigan was going to win that game. I thought we was going to have a Michigan and Georgia showdown. I damn sure thought it was going to be, after a while, shit, how it was looking, going to be like a TCU and Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? I'm still surprised that Georgia came back and won that game, bro. Like,
bend don't break, baby. Bend don't break. You can bend that all day, but that thing is not going to snap. Hey,
that just had like a roller coaster ride, but
she had my heart racing.
Yeah, I was ready to just send crazy text messages.
Yeah, I bet
I was gonna troll Bobby, but I was like, you know what, man? I actually was gonna pick. I actually wanted
Michigan to go
TCU.
Yeah,
but it kind of surprised me too. But then they made a late run, and then I don't know why JJ McCarthy did his Stephon Diggs rendition like he's gonna be there next year. It's not gonna happen. I think this.
My bad. Go ahead.
I think Michigan will be relevant. I think he has come into his own. I think he's definitely been highly talked about this year. I think JJ McCarthy probably will step into the conversation and probably be one of the top quarterbacks going next year. It's just now he got to feed off of this run this year and actually translate to next year and actually make it to his own and actually start seeing more of him versus the running backs. Because we all know that Michigan running backs carried them throughout the whole year. So we got to see more of him. If we see more of him and along with their weapons, then they definitely going to be back in the conversation next year.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. They went away from the game plan. So they should have
ran the ball.
Should have ran the ball. So, but that's why I think with Jim Harbaugh, he got the huge ego, man. They wanted to win throwing the ball as opposed to running the ball. So, but and that's not JJ's game. That's not his game.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this: if Jim Harbaugh leaves, believe it or not, it's gonna be for the Denver Broncos. But don't be surprised if it be for the Indianapolis Colts.
I don't think he's a good fit with the Broncos, though.
He's not a good. He's a good fit for the Broncos because one, he can definitely revive that career of Russell Wilson. I don't think it's too late for him yet.
God, dog.
He played like doo-doo this year.
He played like shit. Nah, that doo-doo shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that real cow manure shit, that fresh sports shit. That was Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? You just laid it on the platter. Put his face right there. You need to get out.
You saw him live, Agent. You saw it up close.
It looked terrible in person. It's just.
What you mean you seen him live?
Because my job had got some tickets for the Carolina Panthers game, and we had a booth seat.
To Denver?
Hell, I ain't flying.
The Carolina.
Yeah, the Panthers. Yeah. So
and they beat the hell out of them that game.
And I mean, I was sitting there with my wife, and I'm like, wide open. He went wide open, and I'm like, why'd you throw it to that guy? And then he just overthrew it. And it was like, he's already a tall receiver, and you still overthrew the tall receiver. It's just even when he just stepped back, it's just even him stepping back and throwing the ball, he looked off. Walking off the field, he looked terrible. It's just his whole mechanics, all his mechanics is whatever he used to do is not the same. His mechanics
goes back to what I was telling y'all before. Like, and I'm not trying to shit on Nathaniel Hackett because it starts from the brass itself. I don't think that he had the right coaching staff in there because Nathaniel Hackett is a really great coach.
He couldn't be too great. They fired him in the first year.
Huh?
Yeah, he couldn't be too great. They fired him in year one.
But see, I just don't think he had the right coaching staff with him because the thing about it is that we all know it take a good coaching staff to make a great team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because what he did as an OC over there in Green Bay, everything is set for the playoffs for some reason. He becomes one-dimensional when it comes to playoffs. But throughout the year, he's a great offensive coordinator. I just don't think that it just didn't translate in him being a leader in that locker room because it starts from coaching first, then you got to look at Russ. You know what I mean? So hopefully he makes a turn for the best because they paid him $240 million. So they're going to want some kind of return in that kind of investment.
Yeah. The only reason why I don't think he's good at Denver because I think Jim Harbaugh requires too much control. And I don't think the Denver brass, that new ownership is not going to give it to him. Jim Harbaugh comes with a package deal, and it's a lot. So I know Russell Wilson's ego is bruised right now because of the year he's having, and he's going to need somebody who's going to basically need to reprogram him inside and out. But I just don't know if that's going to be Jim Harbaugh. I just think he requires too much. So I would see him more with a team like the Colts, maybe the Panthers, a team that would be more willing to give him a lot more control because that's what he needs. He needs that control. And that's why he works so well in college because he has so much control and say-so, especially with the kids. But more just overall program stuff. So Denver it's too much in Denver. It's way too much. It's way too much in Denver for him to have that. So I don't see him as a good fit in Denver.
And another thing I was thinking, like with Denver, it's too much competition in that division.
That too.
You got to worry about the Chargers. You definitely got to worry about the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Raiders, is there too. So it's just too much.
Yeah.
He's going to go to a division where he think he got a chance, and I think that's where the AFC South come into play. I think Tennessee is on decline because this is Henry got at least 1 or 2 more years to be the starting running back. You know, is you know the Henry. I'm surprised to saying this. I think it's about time that the training is about to be done for.
Yeah.
When it comes to Derrick Henry, you know what I'm saying. The shelf life for running backs is not that long. And
man,
then
man in the dirt.
Malik Willis looked trash. Need I say more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It was pathetic watching him 1 or 2 or 3 series that game against the Chiefs. Man.
Yeah.
Like it was hard watching that shit, man. And then you have the Houston Texans. Where I do feel bad for Bryce Young if he gets selected there because there's not enough talent around him. Offensive wise, they have a pretty good defense. Lovie Smith is pretty good at coaching defense.
Yeah,
but the talent offensive wise, there's nothing there.
Yeah, to go back to the Jim Harbaugh, I don't think he will leave. I think he uses the NFL as leverage because I still think he's pissed off because remember he took a pay cut during the COVID year and he was not happy about it, and then he wasn't.
You talking about COVID year for Michigan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they made him. They made him take a pay cut, and they cut his salary in half, which is still great. I mean, he's still walking away with millions, but still principle. But and it's a little not bad blood, but a lot of the fans were starting to turn on him because when they got him there, he didn't turn the program around instantly. So it took some time. So there's a little bad blood there, but I think he just uses the NFL as leverage, to get to where he needs within the organization. Again, sign of control, which is great negotiation tactics. It's great. But it just shows me that I feel like it's more of, unless the right team, like you said, Jeff, pops up, the teams that are popping up, I don't see
it's the coach, man. He's in the Ring of Honor. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I see him staying. I don't. But I see him staying at Michigan. Yeah, I see him staying at Michigan. I think he's going to give it. Yeah, I think he's going to take one more round at Michigan. At least 1 or 2 more rounds of Michigan because he done came. This is the second time he done got to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I agree with Bobby. I think he's using this as leverage. He used it last year as leverage to get his contract that he wanted because somebody else in his conference that team isn't doing well is getting paid more than him. So I think he's going to also use this as more leverage so he can because. All Jim Harbaugh needs is a good recruiting class. And this right here is going to help him get this recruiting class. So I really see Jim Harbaugh staying. If Michigan wants to get to where they want, they're going to try their way to keep him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
he has the leverage.
You got the leverage. You got J.J. McCarthy still there. You still got Devon Edwards. So I really see Michigan doing something. And their defense was good this year. They weren't the best, but they were good. So I could really see Michigan staying there. But, I mean, not Michigan. I see Jim Harbaugh staying at Michigan. I don't think he's leaving unless, like you say, Jeff, he goes somewhere where he has full control and the money is right. I think he's going to go wherever that money is, like, extremely right. So,
yeah.
But I see him staying. I don't see him leaving. I can just see him staying. I mean, why would he leave? He's in the perfect spot right now. He got all the chips on the table sitting there for him. All he got to do is play the right hand, and he's good.
Do y'all think Lamar Jackson, this is his last year as a Baltimore Raven?
Yes.
I agree.
I say yes.
I don't hear nothing but no Lamar Jackson, man. I told y'all. I told y'all in the beginning of the year.
No, you told Jeff. You told Jeff. I'll let y'all two spit spat between each other.
Nah, you was in it too, Adrian. But both of y'all were in it.
No,
both of y'all were in it. Both of y'all were in it. Both of y'all were in it. But I hate to see it though. I hate it because I think I'm not diminishing his skills as a quarterback. I'm just saying you're not going to get paid for being that type of quarterback. It's just not going to happen. That guaranteed money like that. So that was my thing. And now
Deshaun Watson got paid like that.
Huh?
Deshaun Watson got paid like that.
he's not considered a hybrid. They don't consider Deshaun like Lamar. They don't
he runs too, though.
No, not like Lamar.
Not much as Lamar. No.
Yeah, but in the eyes of GMs, they don't consider him a running first quarterback. He's a passer, and he puts up the numbers.
But Deshaun didn't look great this year.
Bro, he wouldn't look good after a year and a half neither.
This discussion.
Let's keep. But first of all, I didn't think. You don't think that was so crazy to give him that much money?
Are we talking about Lamar or are we talking about Deshaun? Because I'm staying on Lamar.
But the problem, the reason why I bring up Deshaun is because Lamar's been MVP this league. Yeah, like it or not, he's been an MVP this league. Mm-hmm. The record still counts. He still has all that.
Yeah.
And he's looking at himself and he's comparing to Deshaun Watson. Mm-hmm. Deshaun Watson never been MVP this league, but he's getting more money than me. I know if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm looking at the same damn thing. I'm always gonna throw it up because
it's interesting. No, this is interesting. This is interesting, Jeff, because your more is always on the business side of it, and the business side of it is your perspective to me is always looking at from owner and GM.
Yeah, owner and GM.
So I get it, but that was a fluke deal. That shouldn't even happen. The Browns, obviously, they were desperate. And they made a deal that nobody has ever made in the history, and it's never going to happen again.
But my question is, why be desperate when you already had Baker Mayfield there? Even though Baker was trash, I give you that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like Baker needs time, man. Like he showed flashes with the St. Louis, LA Rams.
Whoa.
He has showed flashes.
No,
he has.
No, wait a minute. No. I'm about to stop you. You shitted on Baker Mayfield with the Panthers.
But I have to admit.
Wait a minute.
No, but I have to admit, in the past few weeks,
you killed me and Adrian in the beginning of the year.
No, Baker Mayfield is still trash. Don't get me wrong. But no, but he showed flashes.
He needs. That's what I've been saying the whole time. He just needs. Man, most of these quarterbacks are what they need, but they don't get the opportunity because
honestly speaking, even when he was an offensive coordinator for the Vikings, he was garbage, bro. He never his receiving core was always either top 20 or between the 21, 20. Kevin Stefanski, the coach for the Browns.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of hard to even you know what I'm saying, put him get that coaching style. It start like I told you, it started with the coaching.
It does.
Then the talent, it leads to the talents. The Browns always had terrible coaching. They had fucking Kitchens over there at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he used to be a used car salesman, and you signed him as a damn head coach.
He talked his way into a head coach. That's a good used car salesman.
I mean, I give him props because
Jeff, you had to bring that up. Like,
I'm just being honest. The Browns are shitty. You know what I'm saying?
The man trying to make it easy.
But you're kind of making your point, though. You're making your point. They do not make the best decisions, and they made another poor decision to give this guy a full guaranteed contract. So to me, it doesn't count. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it counts against the book.
It doesn't count.
It does. But that's what the Browns.
If I'm Lamar Jackson, though, think about it though. In the same division, they just gave this man who been out for a year. Mm-hmm. He's got caught with all these allegations with the massage therapy shit.
I get it.
And he got all this money, fully guaranteed. I've been running my ass off doing all this thing. You telling me I'm not? Come on, bro.
This is what I was saying in the beginning, and if there's one thing I understand is business. Business is business. It's one of those things. Is I'm gonna look at Robert Griffin III. I'm gonna look at Michael Vick. I'm gonna look. Wait. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm gonna look at all the hybrids because that's what he's considered, and what has been their life expectancy in the league.
Wait, Vic. Wait, time out. You can't put Vic in that conversation because Vic went to prison, man.
I know.
And when he came out, he still was that guy in Philly.
Okay. So let me break it down a little bit more to you then, because this is how I would look at it. When was the last time one of these hybrids won a Super Bowl?
They never won a Super Bowl, bro.
Okay, so you want me to give you guaranteed money? Because the last Super Bowl winners have been Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Who else? Who else is in this list?
Well, Matthew Stafford, they went because of the damn defense.
But he still was the quarterback. But I'm just saying, when was the last hybrid
We're not
to
talking
win?
about Matthew Stafford not getting the guaranteed chance, though.
No, I'm not. But if he's not getting a guaranteed check, why would Lamar get one?
First of all, Matthew Stafford not better than Lamar Jackson, bro.
Huh?
Matthew Stafford not better than Lamar Jackson.
I never said that. I'm just saying, but he can get more money. But Lamar should be he should be at least top 2 or top 3 pay. But it doesn't mean we're talking guaranteed check. Look,
Yeah.
Deshaun shouldn't have got it. But if I'm an owner or GM, I'm looking at that, and I cannot give you a guaranteed check. I can't. He's out now. He's going to be out every year. He put on more weight to sustain the hits, which I think was a detriment to him, to be honest with you. He shouldn't have put the weight on. But he's hurt again, and it's with the knee. It's with a ligament that he needs to amplify his game. So next year, because when you do damage,
I think it's a ploy for him being hurt.
But look, okay, but if anything with the knee, anytime injury, you're never coming back the same. You're just not. You're not. So that's going to be another year next year where he's not going to be the same Lamar. So I'm just, man, look. I don't know if he should have took the money, but I'm just saying he should definitely be one of the highest paid. But guaranteed, man, no, he should move on. He should. Because there will be a team that will pay him, but not a guaranteed contract.
That's my thing.
I don't think a team's going to pay him a guaranteed contract, but they will pay him the money.
I agree. I see where Bobby's coming from because it's one of those liabilities.
It's a liability.
Jeff, I see what you're saying. Like, by far, Lamar Jackson is top tier in the league right now.
He is.
Passing wide, quarterback, all that. But then it comes down to how far can we go until he gets hurt.
And I'm not even
saying so. It's one of those situations where you got to build an offensive line around him that can, protect him every single game where he doesn't have to run. Because my bad. Go ahead, Bobby.
No, go ahead. Because I was talking enough. Go ahead.
I was going to say that because Bobby makes a good point where.
I understand the business aspect. You know what I'm saying? That don't get it twisted. I do definitely get that 100%. But I'm talking about from the player aspect as far as from the Lamar standpoint.
Yeah.
If you got to put him in his shoes, I just did all these accolades, and this dude came back into the league after a year and got that money. Why not pay me? You get what I'm saying? That's the only way. That's the only thing. That's my argument.
Okay, but you have to look at it from business. It's not looking at accolades. Business accolades are two different things. Owners. Again, so if you get what I'm saying, you're not going to get it. If you're talking about
it, but okay. So, but you looking at. We're not take the team shit out of it. Take the team shit out. Take the team out of it. You think for Lamar Jackson, you be Lamar Jackson for just 1 second, and look around the league and look what you done compared to what this guy done. He's going to always look at that guy because even the Browns fucked up the league when they did that. You got to look at it from that aspect. Don't look at it from the business. Think it from talking about from Lamar aspect. So you don't think that's kind of messed up?
Yeah, it's messed up. But it's at the end of the day, NFL is a business. NFL is still a business. You still got owners who are still at the end of the day is trying to make money.
Business.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. At the end of it, but it's always going to be about business. I understand what you're saying. I agree. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, Jeff. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you 100%. But Bobby is making a strong point. It's the business aspect about it. And then when they look at they look at Lamar Jackson, they're looking at how much is he really going to cost, and what do we have to do to keep him healthy. That's what you're looking at. And you're not looking. Go ahead.
No, and the other part of it too is because all the owners don't want to win. They just want some of these owners are not passionate. They're glad to own a football team. Let's keep it real. But the other part of it too is how much is it? So okay, hold on. How much is it I got to pay you? And if I do give you this guaranteed contract, how is my team gonna look after that? The Browns had that money because they suck every year. They got all that money, right?
Yeah, but see, the reason why they paid him is they definitely want a franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
I would have paid him, but I wouldn't have paid him that much though.
Nah,
because he just fucked up the whole league. His contract alone. I'm not talking. Patrick Mahomes deserved $500 million. By the way,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I was an owner, I'm paying Patrick Mahomes $500 to $600 million guaranteed. You know, you talking about a player that's doing
guaranteed.
He's getting guaranteed $500 million.
Oh no, I wouldn't do
that. He's getting that money though.
No way. You talking about 500 million guaranteed?
He's getting 500.
Oh, he got it.
He got it. You didn't see the contract like 3 years ago?
It wasn't all guaranteed. The only guaranteed contract is Deshaun and Kirk Cousins. Those are the only fully guaranteed. Those are the only two guaranteed. Yeah, he didn't sign.
Look up Patrick Mahomes on contract.
Yeah, it's not 100% guaranteed. He
still
got
it up right quick.
All right.
Before we go, I know we've been going for a while.
Yeah. Contract. Let's see. Yeah, he said he signed 141. Let me pull it up. Hold on. It's not all guaranteed. That's why this is such a big deal because it's only two people, Deshaun and
Kirk Cousins been playing the league for the longest. So.
That's what I was saying. Kirk, it's really Kirk. It's really Kirk. You know?
Hey, Kirk's smart as fuck though. I can't knock him.
I can't either. See, look, what's guaranteed is 141 million of it.
Oh, they got 450 million.
Yeah, they actually said this was really. He took a lesser deal. Like this is a very friendly team contract, a 10-year deal.
Well, he's averaging $45 million a year.
Yeah, still money. But for what he's projected to be, and everybody thinks he's going to be, this is a team-friendly deal. But he still gets
that man got a $10 million signing bonus.
Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm just saying, man, it's only Deshaun. That
he
was
deserved that though, man.
No, he does. But it's just a weird. It's just I understand your argument, but it's just an anomaly with Deshaun. The Browns, it's in line with what the Browns do. They just make horrible decisions, and it's going to be another horrible decision.
Well, if they put the pieces around,
real quick. I know this is off topic, but I know they said there's not a lot of money in this world, but $10 million signing bonus.
Signing bonus. I mean, that man deserved that, man.
Man, I'm talking about. Fuck him. $10 million signing bonus. 141 million guaranteed. Man,
it's just insane.
There's money out there. Hey, shit. Guaranteed. Man, I know it's off. I'm sorry, it's off topic.
Yeah,
but $10 million signing bonus. Man, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the money. Do y'all see this money?
That's why they gave it to him, because what he did. He brought. You know how long Kansas City?
I'm talking about the fact there's so much money out here. I don't care about the sport.
But how long Kansas City been a powerhouse? And
I don't care about the sport. I'm not talking about the sport. I'm talking about the fact.
But this is why they paid him, though.
No, I'm talking about the fact that there's somebody out there that has this much money to give away. That's a lot. Well, y'all don't think that's a lot of money?
That's a lot of money.
I don't care. I don't care about what it is. It's $10 million signing bonus. He got a $10 million. That's enough. If somebody gave you $10 million signing bonus, are you going to say anything else?
Yeah, no.
And then on top of that, 141 guaranteed.
And you know you're gonna hit his incentives. I mean, he's gonna get more than
he's hitting them already.
Yeah,
They're going to the playoff.
Yeah,
so he got incentive for playoff. Probably some yardage incentive.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, man, y'all crazy as hell. On top of his sponsorship.
So let's use this argument to go back to Lamar. So if he's not getting that guaranteed contract with which he wants, but they still say they offered him a very competitive, and he still would have been a top paid quarterback.
Let me tell you something.
So if Patrick Mahomes is not guaranteed, should Lamar be guaranteed?
Yes.
Nah, I don't. I can't see that.
You're not understanding the contract. Patrick Mahomes signed a deal
before. I know.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like this is a deal that's like lifetime right here. It's similar to like he's damn near getting $500 million. You know what I'm saying? To sign. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
Yeah. So my thing is, if the Ravens not going to pay him, I can guarantee you, the Lions probably will entertain that shit. Somebody's going to pay him fully guaranteed.
If they do, I wouldn't even say I can't say it wouldn't happen because it happened with the damn Browns. I mean, it's a couple of. I just don't think it's. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it, but
No, I'm again. This is not. I want to. I would make this very clear. This is not a debate because I just want you to know that from a business standpoint, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at Lamar's point.
Yeah.
You got guys like Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, by the way. And Deshaun Watson. No, Kirk Cousins. No, you can say what you want to say.
No, he's good.
Kirk been balling this year, man.
Okay, you know what? He's starting to do what he always do.
I know because this is what
he does. This is what Kirk does.
Kirk is allergic to prime time football.
He's allergic.
You know that, right?
He's allergic to success. Let's just say what it is.
Nah. Kirk at Sunday at 4:00 will give you a good ass game. Kirk at Sunday at 8 p.m. You will see the real Kirk Cousins. That Michigan State Kirk Cousins. That Kirk Cousins that know he doesn't deserve to be in the damn NFL. You know what I'm saying? Kirk Cousins.
He is starting to unravel. He just when we picked our picks in the beginning of the season, this was my point with Kirk.
I told y'all the Vikings was going to be a surprising team.
It'll be great, but he just does not show up in the playoffs, and he just kind of it's almost like he just like, okay, I'm taking off, y'all. We're good. I'm going on vacation. Like it's like he forgets how to play.
But his first round matchup, he probably can beat him.
Who's he playing?
I don't know yet. We got to pull a playoff picture. Okay. We'll pull up real quick before we go, and then we'll kind of get it a wrap. I know we're going all over the place.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because it might be the Lions or the Packers. If he plays the Lions, he probably can beat the Lions. But if he plays the Packers, I don't know, dog. The Packers just beat their ass 34-3.
They just did. Hold on. Let me go to
the NFC playoff picture.
Oh shit! Let me go on this. There we go. Set cookies. Let's see. Later. So the Vikings, let's see, playoffs. This doesn't really help at all. It just says it's looking like the Packers.
Yeah, man. If the Packers win, because they put them on, they put the Packers and Lions on prime time.
Yeah,
but they not really realize if the Seahawks win, the Seahawks is going to be in that spot. But if the Packers win, they control their own destiny. They're going to get that spot. But if, which is weird, if the Seahawks wins and the Lions win, Seahawks got that spot. So, yeah.
Woo! Boy, we did a whole 2-hour show. Good Lord.
Man, we've been missing for a minute, man.
2 hours and 3 minutes. Man, you got anything left to say, Adrian, before we close this bad boy out?
That 141 is just mind-boggling.
Oh, you still talking about that contract?
Oh, who?
He's still talking about Patrick Mahomes, man.
Man, tell me.
I don't care about Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking about the money.
Yeah.
I don't care about the sport. I'm talking about the money.
You understand, man? You got to think about quarterback.
I'm not talking about the sport. I'm talking about the fact it's that amount of money. To sit here and just dig in your bank account and be like, here's $141 million guaranteed. I don't care about who it is. I'm talking about the aspect of the currency. We're talking about the currency here, man. That's a lot of money. I don't care who it goes to. It's just a lot of money. But neither here nor there.
Lots of moolah. Lots of moolah. Well, you good, Adrian? You good, Jeff? And then we'll put on the docket.
It's going on the docket till next week. We got to figure out, who's going to win in the first round. You know what I'm saying? In these playoffs. My Jazz going to be in there, but I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of interest in the NFL. The next podcast, we'll talk about because the playoff picture is already coming into play, but it's still a couple of teams that to get clinched, or not clinched, but make the playoffs. But and we got to do playoff picks, or not? Well, picks too, right?
Yeah, we still got to do picks for the week.
Yeah. So.
So what did they say? Did the NFL say anything about the Bills and the Bengals making up that game, or it's going to be just on the?
Not yet. They're going to do They just said it's. I'm assuming maybe this weekend, next weekend, but they're going to get the game. They're going to get that game in regardless.
Yeah, because that's going to really determine who's going to be kind of like the number one seed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like if especially it's going to determine. I think it's the Chiefs right now for right now, but it could be one of those teams that catapult and get into that realm.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, baby. Look at that record, 11-4. He's coming back.
Yeah,
well, thank you guys. Another good show. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Please continue to support us. Where are we at? 945 subscribers, right? Yeah. So please like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate everything, man. Happy New Year to everybody, and this year is going to be full of prosperity, and we're going to bring some heat. So we got Adrian, my fellow co-host, my other fellow co-host, Jeff, and we just gave you boys and ladies 2 hours of content. So you better enjoy it. Peace.